Hello! It's been a minute since you joined me in some cooking. It's because I haven't been doing a whole lot of cooking. Like cooking. It's been a lot of piecing together stuff and a lot of, boxed meals. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm really not up to cooking today, but I don't have much choice in the matter. So here we are. So today I am making beef stroganoff. It is a copycat hamburger helper recipe. Altered slightly because nobody in my house, neither one of us like mushrooms. So the first couple steps of this recipe, the first step of the recipe is being skipped because it is sauteing the mushrooms, and I'm not putting mushrooms in this. Let that sit for a sec. Talk amongst yourselves. Go to my outside freezer, get some beef broth. This started on the defrost. Vacuum seal my other two beef stocks back. Vacuum seal the bag up and get them in the freezer. So I've got 2 cups defrosting in the microwave, and I just put the other 2 cups back in the freezer. This recipe, it only calls for 1.5 cups, so the other 1/2 cup, my old lady, old puppy, she will enjoy it because I'll dump it into her food for tonight. Well, this is browning. start getting my other stuff measured out. I love how low fat this hamburger is. Cornstarch. It's funny because it says, you know, cook the hamburger, brown the hamburger, and then drain it, setting aside 1 teaspoon of the fat. And I'm like, that might be all that comes out of this is a teaspoon. Hoping my pantry door didn't slam into my refrigerator again. I was like, oh no, stop. And it's funny because it says to reserve, you know, a teaspoon of the fat, but then it doesn't tell you what to do with it ever. Anywhere else in the recipe. But you can see how lean this hamburger is. That's why I buy it straight off the cow. Beef broth is taking forever. Okay, now to this, I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients. We're going to start with a tablespoon of cornstarch or flour. Sprinkle that in, mix it up as you go. That wasn't much of a sprinkle. I'm going to add 8 ounces of uncooked noodles. I'm going to hope that my broth is defrosted. 2 cups of milk. Look, almost hot. And a cup and a half of beef broth. There's 1. And a half. And again, just a half a cup left over for the dough. Oh, almost hot. Then we have not a whole lot of salt left, but I purchased more. So haven't filled my container up yet. A teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Starting to boil. Come on. Apparently I need to refill my pepper too. Okay. I'm going to give that a stir. Make sure all the noodles are down there in the liquid. We're going to lower the heat to medium low. Let this sit for, it says 10 to 12 minutes or until the noodles are cooked. So obviously I'll be coming back and checking this along the way. Didn't mean to do that, sorry. I meant to grab my measuring cups, not fling them off into the sink. But so we will be back in 15 minutes or so for me, and 2 seconds for you. We'll see how this turned out. Oops, I had to switch pans. I went all ADD, forgot I was cooking, and some of this got really stuck to the bottom of the pan. Now some people wouldn't mind those extra crispy stuff. I am not one of those people, so that's okay. It is what it is. So I've clearly made a mess of my stove. Just transferring that over. Now like daddy, and then totally all of a sudden I got a whiff and I was like, ooh, another big old crunchy spot. So to this, I'm going to add sour cream. It says 2/3 of a cup. I don't know how much this is. It's the last of this container, so I'm not going to bother measuring it. I would like to say I can't believe I did that, but I totally can believe I did it. Just gonna give that a stir. Definitely does not look like normal beef stroganoff, and that is because there is far less liquid in here than there should be. Because again, that's me. Grab a spoon. Get the last of that sour cream out of there with a fork. Be happy when the wind stops. I desperately need to light the burn barrel, but not been able to. Put the fork in the seam, but I kind of need it. Let's give it a taste and see if this is dinner or garbage. I don't know about this. More salt in there. Yeah, there's not much left and to the integrity of the noodles. They're pretty mushy. I mean, it's not gross. Is it the best thing I've tasted? No. And I've also realized that I was an hour off. Don't ask me how I managed to look at the clock and think it was an hour later than what it is. So it's currently only just a little after 4. So I'm going to go ahead and pack up some of this. To reheat for my husband. He's always the litmus test whenever I try a different recipe, because he's a really, really picky eater. since it's hot, I couldn't put it on top of anything. But, so, yeah, anyway, he's kind of the test. And if he, you know, he tastes it and he's like, then I know not to make, I won't waste my time making it again, even if it's something that I like. Because as much as it sucks that, you know, I'm having to make all these dietary changes, I still don't want to be cooking 2 meals every time I turn around. So it would have to be a really, really, really phenomenal bite of food for me to cook it just for me, and then cook him something completely different for dinner. But, so with that, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to splice these 2 videos together and get them uploaded to YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Bye!